Hey folks, push me with another intro again. This is the second part of the video we watched a couple of days ago. This one's longer than an hour long here, but not much more to say about the episode really. We continue on. I've been sitting thinking about what they actually say in this intro, and apparently I failed miserably at thinking because I cannot think what they say right now. That's just, yeah, of course. When you first sit down and you record, your mind goes blank. You have no idea what's going on. English language is lost. I'm sure I had something to say. Oh yeah, I made a mistake. When I was going through this and giving you information on different stuff, I actually didn't make a mistake. For those that have actually played the game and will know that straight away. So, but I do correct it before then, just to let you know. There, I do realise I made a mistake in the explanation that I gave. I'm trying to say it without saying it here, but the explanation I gave it was the wrong information I put across, and I do correct it before the end. But we get a bit frustrated, and you can tell during this episode that I'm just not a fan of doing the breathing in the game, because you have to remember I was sitting for like 3 hours, over 3 hours doing this. So yeah, it was not fun. We will have a post meet at the end of this episode as well, so stick around for that because we'll be showing, for those that are interested, we'll be showing the actual settings that we use from the breathing basically. Anyway, hope you enjoy the episode. Hi folks, we're finally back. I know it's just been a quick moment for you, but for me, it's been an hour and a half. Yeah, we've been messing around for an hour and a half, trying to get that mail here. Sadly, when it comes, what we'll do with the imprint, we had an issue with the female. We got the female up there, but we only got 75% imprint on the female because I did talk about it's important to have the slip-on by here. Well, we actually forgot about jerky. And the very first one I asked for was jerky, so we had to make a mad dash down to our preserving bin. But sadly it was dark because we were on Gamma 2 instead of Gamma 3. So it took us a little bit of time to get down there and then back up. Basically because we had to put Gamma 3, so we lost a little bit of time. Oh shoot, I'm not actually meant to be making use actually, let's turn that off. That should disappear now, there we go. So we don't need to breed anymore, so we only got 75% imprint instead of 100% imprint. We'll come back to the imprint in a bit. But yeah, so that basically screwed us. We were like 4 seconds away from actually getting 100% imprint. That's how close we were. But sadly, that's the breeding for you. Breeding can take ages. It's very random what stats you're going to get in the baby. So sometimes you can be lucky and you can get it quickly. Sometimes it can take ages. It can take a long time. Like it took me an hour and a half to get the male with the stats that I wanted. And that's the thing that I said at the beginning as well. The more stats you want to put on the baby, the longer it's going to take you to do it. So if you're like me, you're trying to put 3 stats, stamina, health and melee damage, you have to accept that once you have the female, or once you have a male and you're looking to get the last one, let's say you have a female, in this situation I had the female earlier, and then once you want to try and get the male, it's going to take you ages to get that male. That's just a sad fact. It's going to take you ages, especially if you're trying to get a higher level. Now, along the way, ironically enough, I got plenty of females by the way. Remember I said earlier when I usually get the male before the female? I put nothing but females for the most part. That is what's taking so long because I kept getting females all the time. But ironically enough, with the females I was getting, I only got 125 female, which had all the stats. Most of the time they didn't have all 3 stats. And that just shows you that this is a very random thing and it takes a long time to actually get it, which is a bit frustrating here as well. So anyway, we will talk about it more in future, but for the moment we will get this male out. There we go, a baby spinal. As you can see, it wants care in like 236. here, and I won't say too much about the settings I have right now because I've decided what I'll do is on post me, instead of actually doing a graphic on post me, I'll actually bring up the settings. And I'll show you what settings I actually have for the baby mature settings there, and I'll go through that there. But what I'll say right now is there's not one settings that fits all dinosaurs, to be honest. All dinosaurs are varied in how it goes, really. So, because in the past I had settings where it was really fast and really great and it worked brilliant for Wyvern, but when I went to do Phylocoides it didn't work. I couldn't get 100% input. Because as you can see the mature speed here, the dinosaurs going up in level, the mature speed, you can see it at 9.6, but you also need it to go up fast while still having time to get 100% input on here, because I'll show you here. Now why does that imprint matter? Because that imprinting will give you a boost on your stats, and you may get a melee damage boost. Now I've got 75% imprint, so I got 3 imprints on the female, and one of the imprints was melee damage, so I got lucky with that there. But sadly I didn't get the fourth and final one here, so hopefully we can do that here on the male here. And this will actually turn out to be a perfect example of why you want the stuff nearby on there, and that's the reason why I put the refrigerators near my air conditioners, which I've just realised I can turn the air conditioners off now. Don't need them on anymore. Yeah, so that's why I have the refrigerator near the air conditioner, so I can actually quickly run to that. Now sadly I don't have the best memory, so I can't remember everything. Because every single dinosaur has a comfort food. It's going to have a variety of comfort foods that I would ask for, but I can't actually remember everything I asked for, so I need to do something quickly here. So I might ask for a walk, and I need to put that on lowest. This is basically the distance here, so it's basically how far I'll move away before I'll start walking. But hopefully it doesn't ask for a walk, ever, because the walking is one of the things that can screw you up. I don't know what it is with the walking, but it takes ages for it to register. Very annoying, frustrating. There's one thing that can screw you up. Cuddle, that's the perfect thing. That's the thing you want. There, so yeah, we now have a 25% boost, but it got a boost at one of its stats here. So let's have a look. Actually, I think it's melee damage, yeah. It's melee damage in the first one. Yeah, aye, because 294k was the melee damage we had, was the highest between the two there. I think it was on the father. Actually, we worked that out, and it's now got a boost to 313.4. You know what? Yeah, you're a 35.23, so you actually got more than one melee damage boost. That's actually really good. So, yeah, we might end up actually, it's a possibility we might end up with a higher melee damage potential, because we did miss one imprint on here. Out of the 4 imprints we potentially can get in a spinal here, we can actually potentially get a much higher melee damage than that. And I'm always looking for 400 melee damage. That's generally what I'm looking for. And that's what I like to have on my dinosaurs, because that's generally what is great. Now, if I don't get it right away, I can always level up to get to that. But as close as I can get to that, that's what I was talking about when it comes to the melee damage being the most important start. If I can get as close to 400 as I possibly can, that means it's less levels I need to put on that to get up to 400. And that's great, because obviously I don't get as big a boost on the melee damage as I do in the stamina and the health. So if I went 252, it's going to take me longer to get up to 400 than 352, obviously. So that's the reason why melee damage is actually very important to have that as the highest high right from the get-go. I like to have stamina and health. Now the stamina and health hasn't actually, well, health is increased somewhat actually on the female. It's went from 3.2 to 4k. Now we need to be careful here because mature rate's 50%. Sadly, this is once it comes to the settings, I'll talk about it more in post-suite, and I'll probably round up a lot of the stuff I've been talking about in here as well. So I'll probably repeat myself a lot, but it's all part of the thing. There's actually more to do after this as well. This is not even close to being the final stage for what other people do here, and I'll talk about that in a bit as well. There is one thing, I'm just going to wait for this to actually come up first to see what happens. Please don't ask for a walk. Please do not ask for a walk. Cooked fish meat. Have that. Don't have it on me, though. Which is not so good. Right, so we know it's going to ask for cooked fish meat now. Now, on the internet, you can probably actually find exactly what a spinal wants for its comfort food. You could do that, or you could actually take a note. Like right now, I probably should take a note of this, but I don't care too much about it. That's the reason why I don't bother with taking a note. But if you're playing PvP or you're on PvE and you want to show off to friends, then you probably want to take a note of that and keep a track of it and just have it on your inventory the whole time. The reason why I have poop on me is because I've been taking it down to the garden every time. Oh, there's an egg. It's another egg. We've got 3 spino eggs now. That's great. Yeah. So I've been taking that down. So what was I saying? Right. Let's see. Right. We need to get to 475%. Hopefully we'll have enough time. Because there's not one setting that fits all. I didn't think I finished saying this, but I was trying to do wyverns. I go wyverns fine, it was perfectly, it was really fast, it was great. I just did the imprint once time and it was 100% right away, it was great. It was settings I got on a YouTube video. It was an outdated YouTube video a number of years ago. Can't remember how long it was, but it was definitely over a year, 2 years, something like that. And but when I went to a file of Koya, I couldn't get the 100% imprint. I didn't have enough time before it matured up into an adult completely. So, because you see, it's an adult setting beside the baby when I went to junior, when adult setting when it's completely grown up when it gets to 100%. So you want to try and get the 100% imprint before that happens. But I couldn't do it with the file of Koya. I then adjusted the settings so it would work for a file of Koya, and then I tried it with Spinos, and I couldn't get it with Spinos either. I had to adjust that again. So it seems like you might actually want to have, if you really want to take this all serious, what I would recommend doing is actually taking a note of your mature settings, specifically for a dinosaur, and say, okay, if this worked with a Phylocoia, take a note of that and keep it in future. So in future, if you're going to breed Phylocoias, just go to your notes, okay, these work for Phylocoia, and that type of stuff there. But these settings that I'm using do actually work for a large amount of dinosaurs, but some dinosaurs is a bit too close for comfort, and the Spinos is one of them, sadly. Which is probably there, but there'll be other dinosaurs where there's plenty of time. Like for example, the Phylocoia settings I had, it was actually, I had a 100% imprint before it got to 80% in the mature. It was great. So don't ask for a walk, don't ask for a walk. Oh, you bicker! Ah, come on, this is a pain. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Yeah, that's a problem because it's stuck in the ground. That's a problem because it's going to... I don't know why it's stuck there on the ground. This is the reason why I hate walk. There's just so many fucking issues with it. Regular kibble. I don't have regular kibble. This is the problem here. If you don't have kibble and the walks up here, a large amount of time is a lot of it's to do with luck. And it's very frustrating. Now it's asking for prime meat jerky, which I do have. Right. So that's one thing you can do, but the walk fin is really annoying because you can see it was stuck in the ground there. It wouldn't move at all for some reason. That's why I hate the walks. But even though I have it set to lowest, a lot of the time it will take a long time before it will actually register, then start to walk. It's very frustrating. The whole breeding process is very frustrating. It should be complicated, but there's a part of me that does feel like it's a bit too complicated. Because I'll go through what you would actually do next after this. Once you have this, I'll go through here, and hopefully we don't have an earthquake. Hopefully this will count down there, but I've got a feeling it's probably going to be 75% again. Hopefully it does have the same health, and yeah. So honestly, being 75% wouldn't be the worst one in the world, because then it'll be the exact same as that, as a female. I kind of wanted to show the difference here, and plus I'm kind of curious at what I would lose out on, but I don't think I'm going to get this. It's because of the walk. This is the problem with settings. When you try and get mature settings for this, I wish this earthquake wasn't on right now. I'm going to wait until the earthquake's finished. I feel like I have to talk over it. Right, so this is the problem with the settings. There's not one sentence that fits all. See, if you're, I'm someone that just wants to have the one sentence that fits all, but sadly that's not the way it is. You have to adjust the settings for each of the, for some of our dinosaurs. Basically, it's a pain in the arse. It really is. I think there used to be settings in the past that actually did suit all dinosaurs, but I think the devs have changed things. And they've added updates and stuff like that, so that I don't think you'll see some YouTube videos with settings, but I couldn't get 100% like in every single dinosaur like it claimed. I feel like the settings I have work for most dinosaurs, but there's some issues, like this Spino for example. I'm not going to get 100%, all because of a stupid walk fin, and I asked for a regular kibble. The walk fin is the thing that always screws you up. I might get it. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. But if I ask for a walk fin again, nah, I'm going to be 4 seconds out again. Yep, 7 seconds out that time. This is what I mean about the thing with the settings. It's really frustrating. Now there is settings that I did have that allowed me to 100% imprint, but a lot of it is a large part of it is luck, I feel like. Because if I didn't get that walk there and I got a hug instead, and I asked for a hug, or I asked for the prime meat jerky again, I would have had it. Or I asked for the cooked fish again, which was on my tray, I would have had the 100% there for sure. So I need to adjust the settings, but I know these settings work for our dinosaurs, like a 5 o'clock here. It'll work for wyverns as well, for 100% imprinted on wyverns. I know that as well, because I just did crystal wyverns recently, I hatched eggs for. But for some reason, Spino is the one thing that's just a little bit close, and if I get any kind of thing that delays me, like regular kibble and I have the cryopod, or I get something like the walking, it happens. Walking always screws me up for some reason, even though I put it on. Or did I actually have you on loads? I did, didn't I? No, change. Oh, that's because I put you on cryopod. That's why it went back to that. See what I mean? It's really annoying. The whole thing's annoying. Anyway, we have our male and our female now. We are going to put a shadow on you. As you can see here, when a dinosaur's first actually born, it's not full health. It has to go up in health, so you need to actually do that. Now, what we are going to do here is, before we do anything else, we are going to go down to the garden and take this poop that we have in our inventory. You need any more poop here? Yes, you do. You can carry 2, and you have a level as well, which might mean you can carry 3 more. Yay, you can carry 3, but 4 in total. Right, okay, so 80, 594, that one. And let's put that away. Let's go down here and put this prime meat. Actually, no. Take it up top. Put it back in there because we might be breeding in future, possibly, maybe, not sure. We now know that needs cooked fish meat, which I probably should take the note of that, but I never do. I should really do that. Right, okay, so let's put you back there, you back there, you over there, put something back there, and there we go. Right, let's go to the meat stuff. This is everything I've got from killing babies, by the way. So annoyed by how many out there. It took like an hour and a half to get that meal, it was really annoying. Right, so what we're going to do is we are going to... This is a problem here because we have got you in the way. We're just gonna have to use a tripod here. And then she knows. Right, I'll get back to wrapping up the thing in a minute here because there's still more to say about breeding. In future, I'll be skipping a lot of this probably. Because honestly, I don't really enjoy the side of things. I really don't. Depends. Also, admittedly, I can't deny once I actually do get perfectly imprinted dinosaurs and everything goes perfectly well, I do feel accomplished, I must admit. But as you can see, there's just little things here and there that just frustrates me with it. I'm sure there'll be other people watching that may have settings that actually completely work all the time. Yeah. These settings work with a lot of other dinosaurs, but for Spinos, which of course is the very first dinosaur I actually show on my stream, actually breeding. In the future I'll be able to show you other dinosaurs. Just pick these up as well, right. Leave the two there because we're now down with the two. Now, since we actually have let me actually just position these two here because we're probably going to move them back to okay, that's behavior back options, oh bloody hell, E options, change name, breed right, I know it's a very original name but I don't care. Let's move you to over here. Why is there a bag on the ground there? Oh, it is. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, I'll need to put that back on. And reverse you up. Turn you around. I'm gonna spin a ray around here. Oh. Probably didn't. No, that's fine. That'll do. That would do for our purposes. Right. So, as you can see, we now have the same health, same melee damage, and same stamina. So, any baby we breed from these two is going to have their stats completely. As far as I care, I'm happy with that. That's the now, admittedly, there is other things that you would actually do here, that you should do. One, I think that green's coming from the... I was wondering what that green is. It's coming from the... Give me a second here folks, I need to turn that green off, it's distracting me. Plus I need to put armour back on here. Yeah, I think it's... Okay, it's off now. That was from the range of the... basically the feeding troughs. I don't know why that came on for some reason. Put you back on there. And eventually we'll get this wrapped up, but I'm actually going to grab some more. And then I'm going to take this poop, put it in the garden as well. And then I'm going to finish talking about this episode. It's this episode, which I have no idea what length it is. It's very long for me, though. Right, so go here. Right, so 74, 80, 9, 8, 60, 17. 5, 7, 4. I'll do it. So the garden there. The dung beetle pretty much goes around and fertilises the different crop plots, but sometimes it fertilises the same one over and over again. So sometimes you have to go down and actually remove some of the fertiliser from some and spread it around and move it around. But there's only so much weight a dung beetle has as well, so there's only so much poop it can actually hold in its underwood root. there, which is the reason why we always put weight on it. Anyway, right. So as I was saying, we now have the same stamina, health, and melee damage on here. So once we breed a dinosaur from here, bloody things came on again. We basically will always be the same health, stamina, and melee damage. Now, if we've successfully 100% imprint, we can boost that up higher. So that means we could breed these and get a female and a male with 100% imprint, and that we potentially put the stamina, health, and the melee damage even higher. So we could keep doing that. Now, until we get a really high level, as many times as we want, I suppose. I don't know if there's a limit on it there, and you can get a really high level, basically melee damage. You can keep doing that there, but as you're talking about, just getting to this stage here, it took me an hour and a half to get the male with the same level. So you can keep doing that and rinse and repeat, keep it over and over and get a really high level melee damage on a dinosaur. But good luck waiting with all that time, and power to you if you've got the patience to do that. Now there's another thing that you can do as well. Technically this is a brother and a sister. So when you breed the two of these, you could actually get a mutated dinosaur. And what that mutated means is, hypothetically speaking, it would mean that you get a mutation, that means one of the stats is actually different. So for example, if you get a melee damage mutation, it won't be 352.3, it will be higher. But any of the stats that you can see on that could get a mutation on it. Now here's the thing that you have to remember, the most important thing that you have to remember. You can't breed a mutated dinosaur with another mutated dinosaur. You'll end up with a false mutation. Now I'll give you an indication of what I'm talking about here. Access inventory, right? You go to show ancestors. You see Caroline and Claus's parents. I think this is the father line, and I think this is the female line, or it's the other way around. Can't remember for certain. That could be female and that could be male, I don't know. But you can see these random mutations. You have a limit of 20. So you have basically, you can get a mutation for any of the stats, say it's melee damage, and it will show up here on what this stat here, right? So it'll be on, let's just say hypothetically this is the power, because I think that's the power, and that's the power. So that would be Claus and that would be Caroline. Yeah. Yeah, so you can get a mutation there. Basically from these two, and I'll imprint on that dinosaur. But once you have, say, a male with the mutation, you want to basically get more mutations. It's very tricky to actually explain it for me because it's not something that I've done and it's very involved. But you can get up to 40 mutations. But if you want the mutations, you have to have a female that's pure with no mutations, and you have to have a male. You have to stack all the mutations on the male. And the reason why you stack all the mutations on the male is because a male can mate with any female, but and the male can transfer the mutations to the babies with any other female. But the females have to stay with 0 mutations, and the male has to be the one with all the mutations. So you basically breed these two until you get a male with a mutation, and then you use that male mutation to breed there. What you actually do here is, you're not going to get the dinosaur right away. You're not going to get a male mutation right away. But every single female dinosaur you get that doesn't have a mutation, you keep that female dinosaur. And then once you do get a male with a mutation, you then breed that male mutation with all the other females until you get another mutation, a male with the original mutation and a second mutation. And then you keep going with a third, fourth, fifth, sixth there. So as you can see, it's a very long process. Very long process. I am no interest in doing at all because I don't think it's really needed for single player, and that's how I ever play. This here is fine to me. Getting this here, I can just, anytime I want another Spino, I can just come with these two and breed them, which I'm about to do right now, because I actually do want a couple Spinos from them, and I'm going to breed them which I probably should have been doing that while I was talking, but I wanted to talk on there. Mutations is something I'm not the best to talk about, but I do know you once you breed a male with a mutation and a female with a mutation, it'll actually show you're getting mutations, but you're actually not. All the stats are still the same. But a mutation is basically a stat which mutated and became higher. That's what a mutation is, and you want to breed a pure zero mutations dinosaur with a mutated dinosaur. Most people tend to do it with males because you can just line up all the females and run the male across and keep them there. That's what I've seen in videos. As I say, I have no interest in doing that, but with that process plus what I was talking about breeding these two and getting another female and a male with the highest melee damage, it's so complicated to talk about. It really is a lot to it. Which it should be. It should be an easy thing to do, and it should require a large amount of time, because you could get a really strong mega dinosaur from this by doing it if you're willing to put the hours into doing it. And I would say hours and days and possibly weeks into doing it. So it would take that long. But if you're really willing to put that time into it, you can get a really strong dinosaur with a massive amount of melee damage. But personally, I stop here. But as I said, you can keep going. What in the hell? It's fucking... There, so yeah. I'll wait until this earthquake passes again. The only good thing about this taking so long is, actually what I was going to be is here. Now the good thing here is we're keeping this baby no matter what here. You're going, yep. So I need to turn the mating off for them right now, because we are actually keeping this baby no matter what. This is pretty much what we do here, and basically I'll get a second one. We've got a male. Yep, got C, 3.2 health, 294 melee damage, 1.1k stamina. Perfect. Yeah. Wait until this earthquake's over with as well. What the hell is going on with my... I don't know what's going on with the... Somebody... Oh, that's not the right way, son. Wait, what? Okay. If you actually do the mouse scroll, go backwards, you go out like that. It goes to 3D like that, and something. Yeah. Right. Show range. For some reason that's ghosting. I don't know why. Right. Still on. I don't know what it is. That's what that is. It's something that's gonna arrive here. I don't really know why anyway. Wait the baby there. Since it got stuck in the ground the last time, let's see if we can actually do it. I'd say the breeding thing is a very lot to it. Because generally what there is, you got the next step after this here. If I was going all the way here, what I would do next is I would actually get a male and a female 100% imprinted from these two, and that would give me a higher melee damage probably, and a higher stamina, and potentially a higher health and potentially a higher stamina as well, but it would mostly be the melee damage I'd wouldn't worry about. That would be the main thing I would worry about, because if you're going through all that time, melee damage is the reason why, and if you're trying to get off these stats, you're just going to be there for ages. So melee damage would be the thing that I would probably do. Now, only melee damage I should say. So, Yeah, because actually you're actually going to be 35.2.3. Ah, never mind. It's actually the same stats. I was wrong. Sorry, folks. This is still going to be the exact same no matter what. Yeah, I remember that now. I was actually thinking that it would be 352.3 and I can unprint and push it up. That would be crazy if you could do that. That's not what you can do. That's not the way it is at all. So it doesn't matter what I do here. I'm always going to have the same stamina, health and damage here, no matter what. Which I'm perfectly fine with. That's fine for me. I'm perfectly happy with that. Now if you do want to push the melee damage up, you could try the mutations and keep breeding these two until you get a mutation. A melee damage mutation, basically. Or a male with a melee mutation. A melee damage mutation. It's so easy to say, isn't it? A melee damage mutation. You keep breeding these two until you get a male. Yeah. So that's the process. 10, you get as close to max level as male and female as you can get. Then after that, you take a note of the melee damage, the stamina and health, and you keep going until I picked the right time. I should do this in post me actually. I'll round it up in post me folk. Because in the middle of the episode I'm doing stuff and I'm thinking about it and processing it all, so I'm a little bit all over the place, but part of that is because there's a lot going on. So, oh God's sake. I do not have kibble. Bring meat jerky. Did have that. God. See, this is what I'm talking about here. You really should have this on you in your inventory if you take it more serious than I do, which I'm probably the wrong person to actually teach anyone how to breed. But I have to do it in my season at some point anyway, so I might as well talk about it. But anyway, you would get the highest level male and female dinosaur. Then you would breed them, see what who, So yeah, you would get the highest male, female dinosaur. Then you would look at the two dinosaurs and see who has the highest stamina, the highest melee damage, and the highest health. You take a note of them. Then you keep mating the dinosaurs until you have a male and a female with the 3 stats. Then hopefully you 100% imprint on the dinosaurs as well. And after that, you then breed the baby male and female that you have here. I've called them there. You breed them basically. You keep any females with no mutations and any male with a mutation. And then eventually you get males, you sack all the mutations on the male, so you keep breeding. So once you have a male with a mutation, you breed until you get another male with 2 mutations. So a male with 1 mutation, then you breed until you get a male with 2 mutations, then you breed there, and you keep going back all the way across the females, and you keep there. And as for how many females you want to keep, that's really up to you. But I think that's the process that you go through to actually get all the mutations on the dinosaur, and that's how you do it all. I've never done a mutation side of things, so I've never really been interested in it. One thing I can tell you, the one time I did try it, I ended up with purple fire coleus, because if you breed mutations, if you breed a mutated dinosaur with a mutated male with a mutated female, you can actually be changing the colours of the dinosaurs. There's a whole thing about changing colours of dinosaurs where you're using mutations. There's a whole thing in the game as well. I don't know anything about that. I'm not even going to attempt to talk to you about that. But I do know I bred mutated females with a mutated male, and I ended up with purple fire coleus once, which was pretty cool. It was a bit too purple though. It was just too much purple on the fire coleus. I didn't really like it. It was like, oh god, that's awful. It was horrible. I don't know how I ended up with it, but I was breeding mutated with mutated. And that's when I learned not to do that. But that's, I think, the way I just rounded it up is actually the best way. Is actually the main way there. I've been kind of all over the place thinking about it here. Oh yeah, you want a puddle. I sort of wish you did actually. There was an animation where you actually do cuddle the dinosaur. That would be cool. Hopefully we can get 100% on this and I can show you that. Well, for that first one might cost us. Because with the Spinos, when these settings, it's always squeaky bum, it's always really close. Really, really close. So we need that to get to before 75%. That's what we need. And I've had poop in my inventory the whole game episode here. But once we have this mill and we have another one, which I'll probably do off camera to be honest. They are in two, but the reason why we're doing two is because the reason why we have the perfect male and female bred is because if anything was to go wrong, like you saw it, we lost Chad, so we didn't have a Spino again. Now we were fortunate we were able to get off the edge and into the tunnel, but we were still stuck up on the surface. We would need another Spino to get up there to get stuck. So this is the reason why I'm doing this here. I want to have two Spinos in my base there, plus my breeding pair, because that way anything goes wrong with it, anything wrong, I can always go back to the breeding pair and breed more right away. I don't have to go tame more dinosaurs or anything like that. I always have that breeding pair there. So that's the reason why I do that. And the reason why I have it two is because I want that spare one there, just in case something happens to the one I tend to use. I don't know what I'm going to call them yet. I have to come up with new names for these two. I know Breed M, Breed F is kind of lazy, but I was thinking Dr. Ratchet. But I actually decided to call Daedons Dr. and Ratchet instead. Because Daedons actually provide a health boost to dinosaurs. But and they're on an army, that's why Daedon's a good idea to take with an army. To give it a health boost, and I'm actually thinking about using a Daedon, a Uter, and 18 T-Rexes, or 18 Furnosaurs. Hopefully not here on Aberration. Because I'm actually going to do that without any dinosaurs. Hopefully. Because I saw a video with Fillinger doing it, and it looked like a lot of fun. But that was like about 8 months ago, and I'm hoping it's not changed and you can still do that. But it's going to be terrifying. Because there's nameless Reapers around, along with the boss. But it looks like feasible if you're patient. And I'm obviously, oh God's sake, no. I'm not going to get 100% in this one. Okay. What the hell? That would have been quicker just walking it. You need to be better organised than I am here. For this one, that's kind of on you. What have you got here? That's what quicker than right. Yeah, I'm not going to get 100%. That's unfortunate. The walk's always a problem. You need a large area as well. Like in Ragnarok I was able to do it because I had a large area at the base that I had. So I could actually set it up with a long stretch. But here I don't have that. Maybe I should have done it down there. Probably should have. Probably should have here and more as well. As I said, there's a matter of luck a lot of times here. Our dinosaurs is actually, it should be easy enough to do. You should have time to figure it out. As I said, you should be able to look online as well and see what exactly its comfort food is as well, and always have that in your inventory, like the fish I have in the inventory, and I have, I just ate the, fuck, I don't know, I'm gonna, wait, you stay there. Right, the last. The reason why I'm like this is here is because, in one hand, care about it, at the same time, I play single player, so breeding, I like the breeding fun to do it, but at the same time, it's not something I essentially need because I play single player only. I don't really need it. So because of that, yeah, I'm not going to get 100% in this one. That's unfortunate. But that's on me. You know. And I could adjust the settings, specifically for spinals. Yeah, it's actually going to be there. The walk screwed it up, plus the regular kibble and the simple kibble as well. Or is it simple kibble and regular kibble? This is what it means. You can get 100% on a spinal with these settings, but you do need luck. So it's what I'm talking about. There doesn't seem to be one set of settings that suits every single dinosaur. Because these settings I have work with wyverns, they work with Thylacoleas, they work with Icarus, they work with Ankylosaurus, they work with beavers, castoroids, and they work with everything else. But with spinos for some reason, and Baronexa works with it as well. But you can see these do not work with anything else. Right, so I'm going to put you in there, and we're going to take you outside, because you... hopefully we do get another female here instead, actually, because the next one we get from that will be one we keep. I don't know what to call you yet. We'll decide on a name at a later point. Oh, right again. I may as well keep you with me, because I'm just getting quite a bit of this. It should be made right away. Oh, for God's sake, Sean, stop being the jerky! Need it in 0 for when I actually... This thing with the... I'm really annoying me. I will round everything up and push me. So if you're a bit confused still about the breeding process, I wouldn't blame you. Because it's not an easy thing to explain, especially your first time doing it. So, as I said, there is a lot to it. Not as much as I alluded to originally though. Get back up here. Hopefully we can get 100% imprint in this one here. It's possible I just need to adjust the settings. But I think it's the mature speed maybe I need to adjust. Just slightly. But I feel like it will knock it all off. Oh, for 352.3, that's not the egg. Let's just ignore that and pretend that didn't happen. That's just a normal egg, not the fertilized egg it happened though. This game's a little weird at times, so it is. Right, hopefully we don't get any bloody more walks and we get simple fins this time around. It seems like anything we get here which slows us down is going to make us basically get 75%, and that's all these cents I currently have. There. So I think when it comes to the breeding, you're going to have to... I would actually use these settings, then I would use these settings I have, but when it comes to a spinal, I would actually... You would have to find your own settings, really. Change them. Oh yeah, female, nice. That's handy. We do this with the earthquake knocking us around. Yeah, we can, good. I'm going to wait for the earthquake to finish again. And we're going to try and raid this one. But what we are going to do... No, we're not going to go down there because we need to come up towards the fridge. I put 2 stairs there. Maybe more actually. I'm so over these earthquakes, I am. Sometime today. It's like it's determined to get my attention, isn't it? Right. Okay, so we have a female and we have a male. Which is handy, because what we could actually do is breed there too. It's big, yeah. I'm just thinking about the mutation side of things. I think, and don't hold me to this, you see its actual health and food is way down at first though. Look at there on the left hand side, you'll see it. It's whatever babies come like that. And it's really annoying with the Dicarus because when a Dicarus is low health, it'll cut off in a ball. And if I ask for a walk, you can't, it won't walk. So it's really frustrating. Yeah, so I'm sure, I think you would keep this female, but that last male that I kept, I think you would kill that one. And you would keep going until you get a male with a mutation and any females, up until about 10 to 10 females maybe. And you would, once you have the mutated, that's the thing I'm not sure about afterwards. There, because once you have the mutated male with there you breed that mutated male with the females until you get a male with new mutation plus that mutation. I think that would be the way it is. I'm never going to do it because I have zero interest in that. Just doing this is frustrating. Because we're on, this part here is at 51 minutes now, coming up part. First part was about 50 minutes, then there was an hour and a half I skipped as well. So this is a longer part than I intended it to be, for sure, but there's a lot going on and this is the first time I'm doing. In future I won't be showing you all this. I'll tell you the stats right at the beginning. I'll say, right, I'll bring you back once I have the male and female, let you know how it went. So that's what I'll do all the time. It's a good part, I'll do this offline for the most part as well. And right and say, okay, I've bred these two, these were the stats, and that there too. Because it's just, once you've seen this once, you don't really need to see it a second or a third time. Let's see what's going to happen this time. I haven't got any 100% imprinted this time, I thought so. That actually triggered a lot faster than usually it does. Oh, that's not bad actually. That was actually, strangely enough, that was actually pretty good. The reason why I'm putting it into here is because I want to go back over here in case it asks for a walk again. So that's the thing you need there. Says you can look online to find the comfort food for the different dinosaurs. I'd imagine the Wiki page for Ark will probably have that information for you. So you could do that, and that way you can just keep all that stuff in your inventory for that dinosaur. Like I've got the fish here and I've got here, but I don't have regular kibble or simple kibble. But if I did, I could have that in my inventory. Because that's what it is for a spino: regular kibble, simple kibble, prime meat, jerky, and cooked fish meat. There's the 4 things I was asked for. And spino, if you can get stats for it work on the spino, there's a good chance it'll probably work in everything else as well. Based on my own experience so far. Because I did actually have stats. I think I'm going to have to lower the maturity rate, I think. Put it down to a point where I was, because there's, I'll explain about it post meat. Basically, but there's, what the fuck with that? I know I have little spinners and it's probably one of them, but it sounded like it was over there to me. And for a second I was a little worried about the smell. That green fin is the range on the feeding trophies. I don't know why it's going on or not. Sometimes that happens. How annoying. Right. I think for the most part I've been reduced to breathing. I'm not sure. I've talked a lot in this episode, my mouth is very dry. I've been frustrated as well. Sadly I've been a little unlucky in the breathing today. Sadly that's the way it goes. Sometimes you will be unlucky and you'll be sitting for hours doing it. It's super frustrating. Yeah, but other times you can do it really fast. Like I did 5 o'clock on our time and it was super fast. I couldn't believe how fast I'd done it in about half an hour. It was great. Like the first one I got, I think the very first dinosaur I got was I think after I found it at high level, the very first one after that was like a male. And then it was females. I loved how today, for the hour happy wait, I got nothing but female dinosaurs. Female spinos I should say. After me saying earlier that I wouldn't get... Wait a second, why? Oh, because I put your levels up. That's the charge on our bulldogs downstairs. But I did put the levels up earlier. But for some reason it hasn't charged right the way up to the new level. No, I noticed that before. I maybe haven't, I forgot. There's no chance of that. Oh shit. Oh fuck God's sake, keep me jerky as the other one. And this is the other problem as well with me, I get distracted. Even when I'm playing by myself. I get distracted. I'm only going to get 75% again here. But honestly, I'll take it for the moment. But if I hadn't got distracted there, I probably could have done it. I was too busy talking because I'm at a point where I'm ready to shut this down and get it done, but this is the last one I need to do. I'm always the same with the last one, because I'm more of a charge right and shoot fins, or run to traps by myself and tame fins. That's what I like to do. This type of stuff here is needed, and it is essentially needed. The only reason why, the reasons why you would do this is 1, for PvP, you would definitely need it for PvP. 2, PvE if you want to show off to friends. 3 would be a boss fight. And 4 is something like I'm doing right now. Boss fight army is free. 4 is something like I'm doing right now. I want a breedable pair, so if I go up to the surface and something goes wrong again, I've got to spin it back at my base still. Or I go down to the red zone, which I'll be doing in the next episode, and I die down there. I've got a spinal back in my base and go back down, get the carcass, my stuff basically. Well, because I always liked it there, because you're going to die a lot in this game. It's part of it. Especially when you first start out and playing, you will die a lot. Marvin has been working down there. He's been back and forth and all around in there the whole time. We need to get my friend, Paul. Yeah. I need to keep attention to you, because we're not doing a very good job at this. My mind tends to wander a lot. I'm not a sit still person. So this is a foreign concept, and I've been sitting here for over an hour and a half. I've been sitting here for about almost 3 hours, I think, actually. Because didn't I say it was like 8 o'clock or something this morning when I first started? Well, it's now after 11 o'clock. So it's been over 3 hours I've been at this. If I knew it was going to be that long, I would have actually left it. Because I have 3 day work I really need to do today. Should still be able to get that finished off for time. I may still get this, probably not for that little delay. Yeah, I'm not going to get this. The walks, too many walks I think. This time, the problem is me. To be honest, the problem has been me the whole time with these stats. These stats probably would have got the spinal. But you need to have the comfort food and everything on hand, and I didn't have the prime meat jerky or put meat because I never remember what I need. So, yeah, if you actually do a better job and do your research before you breathe in, and actually find out what the comfort food is, you can probably use these settings to get 100% as well. I always look at that side because my cam and OBS is that side, even though my camera's up there. I always do that. It's just a thing that I do. See, even with this here, I've got the 2 spinels there. I've still got the 2 outside there, and I'm going to have there. So I'm going to have 6 spinels in total now. So you can imagine all the other babies if I didn't actually shoot them. Imagine how many spinels I would have here. You're talking about an hour and a half I was waiting to get a meal. You can imagine? This is the reason why I use a shotgun, because it's just the quickest way to do it. What is that? Oh! What the hell? I think I've got to turn them off. Hi! Going the wrong way. Oopsie. Yeah, we forgot to disable man. Yeah. We don't want to talk about that. Did you all see that? That's the noise that we heard earlier when the spinal, wasn't it? As I said, I'm exhausted now. It's been 3 hours watching this. It's really annoying fun for her. Okay, you're actually pretty much finished. Yeah, there's no way we're getting 100% here. No, that's okay. Just wait for it to mature and we'll take it outside and clean up the mess. I forgot to turn the breathing off. Not exactly a perfect, 100% perfect example this episode of breathing, but it does give you an idea of how complicated it is, how random it is, and how much time it requires you to take to do it as well. So these settings that I'll possibly will go into afterwards, well, as soon as this finishes. See, we were 10 seconds away from getting that there. So if we hadn't dillied out earlier and basically kind of spaced out and missed it, we actually probably would have had this one here as well. It's the same with each of them. There is a chance it's just you can't get distracted at all. You have to stay focused completely. And I'm not the most patient of people. So yeah. We're not going to be keeping the spinels in case you're wondering. They're going to... Well, a stork's going to come in and take them to a happier place. Okay, so let's put you there. Oh, you're 1 level short. Why is that? Okay, you're slightly higher torpor. Why is that? Why is that? I'd probably want to get more levels in these before I attempt to go to the surface. So I might actually take them out after this. But I did it again, didn't I? Right, so... Yeah, I'll send you across to post me now, folks. Post me here. So after a 3-hour marathon yesterday gameplay, we've got into the end of this here. In future, what I'll do is I'll basically get the 2 diners and say, okay, these are the best stats, this is what I'm going to get, and I'm going to jump forward to time. Have that. Probably is what I'm going to do. So we won't be another episode like this, but this will be act as an intro to those who have subscribed to my channel who don't actually know what breathing is, and you can see how involved this actually is. I am not the biggest fan of doing it, but it is something that is really needed done because an imprinted dinosaur is just so good. It really is good. Anyway, the settings for those that are interested in it. I've been looking through to try and make sure what settings actually matter to this, and just to remind myself on there, because a lot of these settings I actually got on videos on YouTube here. Basically there's a lot of advanced settings, what settings here, right? But mating interval, this one here, this is how quickly the dinosaurs are ready to mate again. You can see at the bottom where the heart's at the top, but you can see when I showed it, it showed ready to mate, and it says enable mating to for them to mate. This basically speeds that up, how quickly they're ready to mate again. So that's there at 0.01 because you want to quickly be able to do it because you're already taking a long time to get the babies and get the dinosaurs with the right stats. So there. Egg hatch speed is just as it said, it's how quickly the egg will hatch. Right, baby mature speed, we will come back to this one because this is a key one here to talk about here. Baby food consumption speed, I've got it at 1.898. I've got egg hatch speed at 60.001 to speed it up. 60 there, so the higher this number is, the faster the egg will hatch. The lower this number is, the quicker the dinos will be ready to mate again. So that's the two stats there. Lay egg interval between, this is just to do with lay eggs, actually how quickly they lay eggs, there's not anything to actually do with it there. So yeah, I need to make sure that this is below my camera as well here. Right, so baby mature speed come back. Baby food consumption speed. This I'm not, speeds the baby dinos eat their food. I think that's what it is, but I've got it at 1.898 because I got that figure online, and honestly I haven't seen any real need for it. I pointed it out with the food, basically for the consumption speeds. You want it to be fast because you don't want it to die obviously. So 1.898 seems to work fine for me. Or self resource, right? These here, baby cuddle interval multiplier, baby cuddle grace period, baby cuddle always imprint, baby imprint stat scale. These four here matter, but I've got to be honest, I don't know exactly why. It does tell you how often babies want to cuddle. More often means players will need to cuddle with the baby more frequently to gain imprint and quality. I have this set to 0.035. But reading that, it sort of tells you that you actually need to put that higher. But I think I did that in the past and it didn't actually do anything. Really, it looks, or I intended to do it in the past and it didn't do anything. So yeah, but this is the settings I had for doing the spin. It was 0.035. I had 1.0 for the baby cuddle grace period. I had 1.0 for losing imprint there, which I get a feeling these are actually default. Baby imprint stat scale multiplier is 1.5. How much of an effect on stats imprint quality has set it to 0 to effectively disable the system. This is basically, this is to do with the effect, you know, when I imprinted on the spinos and I got the melee damage boost, this is what controls that to be fin. If you want to disable it so you don't actually get any boost, which I don't know why anyone would want that, you put that at 0 for this range of things. So this is an important one here. These here, I gotta be honest, I've not played around with these three, so I can't talk about too much there, but these were settings that I got from there, and I got the feeling the 1.0 was actually the settings here. But that is what works for me. As far as I'm aware, that is the only settings. Right, yep, that's the only ones there, so you want these settings in here for what I was doing there. Now, as you saw, I didn't have a lot of time for the spinos. To basically imprint them, and the baby mature speed is how quickly a dinosaur matures. Now you have to basically set this to something that is going to allow you to imprint 100% and give you a chance before the baby matures. Obviously I've got a bit too fine-tuned for the spinos because I was struggling to get 100%. Obviously I would have got to it right at the end in the last one, but by that time my mind was gone. I'd moved on from the breeding at that point there, so that's the reason why I missed the last one there. So yeah, this here, if you lower it down, higher number decreases the percentage of time needed for a baby dinosaur to mature. So I think if you put that down to 8.0, the spinal will get 20% instead of the 25%. Because I was getting, I was getting 25%, wasn't it? Yeah, aye. But this lowers it. If you go down to 8.0, this will actually lower the percentage you get. Because it doesn't just, it's hard to explain, it doesn't just control the speed the dinosaur matures. It always controls how much of a percentage you imprint on the dinosaur as well. Because when I put this down to 8.0, the spinal would only get 20%. But with it at 10.0, it would get 25%. And since that was what I wanted with the spinal was 25%, so that's why I left it at 10.0. But you could always lower that, and it'll probably give you more time to do the spinal. But at 10.0, most dinos have been able to imprint 100% on here. But there is some dinos that are exception to the rule. Spinals are one of them. So you could, if you're doing spinals, just lower that and you should be fine. But that's the settings I have anyway. All in all, I've done breeding in the game, but I haven't done it extensively. So there is a part of me thinks I'm not the best person to advise anyone on it. But at the same time, I couldn't do a playthrough of Ark Survivor Evolved and do a 6 map without talking about breeding in depth way. Basically, at least one episode. It turned out to be 2 episodes, and that is what's happened. But in the next episode, we'll get back to. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the red zone in the next episode, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's breeding covered as best as I can do it, really. I hope it's helpful for those that are playing the game and don't know, or just watching me play the game and now understand that it's pretty much a pain in the arse. Essentially. Anyway, if you enjoyed this YouTube, then please like the video. If you like to see future content like this, please subscribe to future content. And until next time, you take care.